So Netflix just dropped Season 2 of Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft, and let me tell you, it's a wild ride. Created by Tasha Huo, this season follows Lara as she tears through deserts and dives into oceans, uncovering hidden cultures and secrets at every turn. Season 2 plot overview. This time around, Lara teams up with Sam, and together they're chasing down a collection of Orisha masks that literally have the power to alter reality itself. Yeah, we're talking fundamental, world-changing power here. These masks have been protected by Yoruba deities for centuries, but now there's a new threat. A power-hungry billionaire named Mila who wants them for herself. So it becomes this intense race against time. Lara and her crew are trying to recover the masks before Mila can get her hands on them. And along the way, they're actually befriending gods. Pretty epic stuff. By the end of the season, Lara wins. The Yoruba deities come together and recover all the masks before complete chaos breaks out. But here's where it gets interesting. The season finale teases that there's more story to tell, another chapter waiting to unfold, which makes Netflix's decision to cancel the show after just 2 seasons even more frustrating for fans. The cancellation announcement. So here's what happened. Before Season 2 even dropped, Netflix already confirmed that the show wouldn't be greenlit for a 3rd season. This news was first reported by Variety on September 4th, 2025. And get this. It came just 1 day after Prime Video announced a live-action Tomb Raider series starring Sophie Turner, written by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, the genius behind Fleabag. The timing is pretty suspicious, right? A lot of fans started questioning whether there's a connection between these 2 announcements. But as of now, the creators of the animated series haven't made any comments about the cancellation. Production timeline. Let's talk about the timeline here, because it makes the cancellation even more puzzling. Netflix first announced this show back in January 2021. After a 3-year production period, partially due to COVID-19 restrictions, the first season finally premiered on October 10th, 2024. Then, just about 2 weeks later, on October 25th, Netflix confirmed that Season 2 was on the way, and it dropped on December 11th of the following year. That's a pretty short gap between season announcements, which usually hints at a promising future for a show. So the decision to scrap a 3rd season, it just doesn't add up. Why both seasons might have been made together. Now, here's a theory that makes a lot of sense. It's possible that Seasons 1 and 2 were actually produced at the same time, with all 16 episodes animated together in one big block. This isn't uncommon in the animation industry. Shows like Harley Quinn, Velma, and Inside Job are believed to have been animated in a similar pattern. Take Inside Job as an example. Netflix reportedly ordered 20 episodes of that series, which were then divided into parts 1 and 2 of Season 1 and released a year apart. So it's entirely possible that Tomb Raider's first 2 seasons were created as one production block, and a fresh production window for Season 3 just never happened. Low viewership and budget concerns. But there's another likely reason for the cancellation: low viewership and budget restrictions. When the series first dropped, there was tons of buzz around it. People were excited, but that viewership quickly declined after the initial release. On top of that, some fans across social media started expressing criticism about the show's writing and animation. And here's the thing. Animation is incredibly time-consuming and expensive. If Netflix looked at the cost-to-benefit ratio and wasn't satisfied with what they were seeing, a cancellation starts to make more sense from a business perspective. What Season 3 could have explored? Okay, so even though Netflix ended the show after 2 seasons, the Season 2 finale teases several new plot threads that leave the door wide open for theorization. New antagonist with ties to Lara's past. The biggest development in those final moments? The introduction of a brand new antagonistic character. Now, they're unnamed for now, but there's this lone picture on the wall that suggests they might have been childhood friends with Lara. And when Lara's more recent pictures appear in the frame, they're completely scratched out. Clear sign of serious animosity there. Plus, even though Mila is dead, her most trusted agent Fig survives. and Fig reunites with this mysterious figure who promises to devise a way to defeat Lara and her crew. This potential antagonist is likely an original creation from the show's writing team, which tells us they still had plenty of inventive ideas ready to go, whether the show got renewed or not. Eshu and the Greater Deity. Another plot thread introduced at the end involves Eshu, who appears to be handing over the Orisha masks to a greater deity. The identity of this supernatural figure is never confirmed, but they're unlikely to be evil. We see Eshu mourning the lives lost during the season, which really reinforces his moral stance. It's possible this deity could be connected to goddess Nuwa from Season 1, who's in charge of protecting the Peril Stones. A potential Season 3 could have explored Eshu's existence as a god of mischief, which would have introduced even more chaos into the story. Zip's departure. There's also Zip, Lara's friend and trusted tech support, who appears to be leaving the crew for now. He's all set for a trip to Africa. Even with his temporary departure, Lara's adventures within the bounds of ethical archaeology would definitely continue. But with the show coming to an end prematurely, fans are unlikely to catch a glimpse into her journeys anytime soon. And that's the real shame here. There was clearly so much more story left to tell. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this.